Hello everybody, it's Christopher Mullen from thetechnicaltraders.com. I've put together this short gold futures day trading video to give you an understanding of how I find a low risk setup, and I'm going to walk you through my thoughts as it kind of unfolded and where I entered and exited the trades. So I'm just going to walk you through here. Here's a daily chart. We can see through 2009 we had a very large rally, and now we've got this large bull flag. I do expect gold long term to continue higher, but right now the trend, in my opinion, is more or less down. Hasn't broken the previous high yet, so I'm actually looking for a short position here. Now if we zoom in, we can see that there is a possible head and shoulders pattern with the neckline, and yesterday we saw the neckline it was broken, and so now I'm looking for a short position, because if we take a measured move from the neckline to the head and we bring that down as a simple measured move, we're looking for a possible very large sell-off in gold. So I'm looking for a short-term setup, and that's what I've focused on for the last day and a half. So now if I just zoom into the 1 hour chart, I'm going to zoom in and we're going to more or less see this sell-off, the right shoulder here. So here is the right shoulder, and we had the sell-off with lots of selling volume indicating that sellers are in control, and then we had this flag through the March 19th, and it just went sideways. There wasn't any type of setup, in my opinion. I just sat there and watched it, even though I figured gold was going lower. It wasn't a low risk setup, in my opinion. A low risk setup to me would be to see prices drift on this funny angle, a bear flag angle, into a resistance level. And actually a lot of times I'm really actually looking for it to go right through the middle. And this is where I'd be looking to short, and of course it would have to go up on light volume. Now instead it just went sideways. I didn't take any position because I could have shorted it and it could have popped all the way up here and rallied $12 against me. It's not what I wanted, so I just sat in cash, and then we did get the move down, which I thought was going to happen, but of course I didn't take it, and we had more selling pickup. And then yesterday we had this nice bear flag rally. It just went up on nice light volume right into the middle of a resistance level, and this is where I shorted it at 11:05.25, and I did that around midnight. I took a small position simply because I was going to bed and I didn't want to sleep on a large size position. So anyways, I placed a stop just above the previous flag. I put it at 11:09.50, and so there was about just under $5 downside risk if it went against me, and I have a potential here for about a $10 to $12 move. Okay, so now if I just zoom in here on the 5-minute chart, okay, 5-minute chart here, you can see that this is when I shorted it, which is 11:05, and I did it just before 1 o'clock. I did it at 11:40, I'm pretty sure it was. Anyways, I shorted it. My stop was placed at 11:09, which was a few points up, and of course the price started to drop. And actually this morning I woke up around 7 o'clock and I saw a little cluster here, and I looked across on the chart and I saw that it was at a major resistance level. Some resistance for the short trade, but it's access support right now. More or less, we've got prices that kept hitting it underneath, and then we had a breakthrough, and then it tested it and rallied. So it's the main pivot point. I took half my position off right here, then I moved my stop down to 11:04, and once I saw this breakdown happen, then I moved my stop to 11.99, I think it was. Sorry, 10.99. And more or less I was hoping for a larger, I wanted a breakdown this morning. We're actually getting a nice bear flag rally. I did get taken out right here, which is where we are right now time wise, and that was a simple low risk trade. And the key is waiting for that setup. And I kind of mentioned earlier there that a lot of people would be shorting this flag hoping for a drop, which it did happen, but a lot of times eventually you'll see prices just start to hook up, and then they'll hit into a resistance level, and that's where you want to short, is here. And if you go back in time, you'll notice this same kind of drop with sideways flag is the same as what we had here, and you could trade it. It's a higher risk trade in my opinion. You need a tight stop, and it happens over and over. Of course, you get the same here, a flat, and then it's sold down more. But the real setups to me are the ones where you get a 1, 2, 3 or an ABC retrace, and then you get a test into a resistance level, which if I zoom back, I'm pretty sure that would have been. But here you get to see my point here. It rallies right up into a resistance level, and so that's what I'm always looking for, is the shakeout, the drift into resistance, and then I short. The shakeout, the drift into resistance, and I short. So I'm catching these big thrusts down, and I get out at support levels. So I would get out somewhere in, I take some profits here, let the rest ride, and continue to put a trailing stop on, and then I get shaken out, and then I wait for another setup. So that's exactly what I did here. We saw a three-wave breakdown, rallied on light volume into resistance, and I caught this move down. So I hope this helps. It's just a short, quick educational video. I can show you some of the trades I've done recently here. The last few trades in the last week. You can see I've done a bunch of S&P trades, a bunch of trades on gold. This here is trading CFDs. I'm in Canada, so I'm able to trade them. I know a lot of Americans aren't allowed to trade CFDs, but you can trade futures, which pretty much move identical. They run off the spot price of gold and S&P indexes, things like that. I do trade futures as well. It's just when I'm going to sleep, I like the CFDs because there's unlimited liquidity when during the night hours when futures are trading fairly thin. So I jump to the CFDs at night. You can see since February 18th till now, so a month, I've only done a few day trades, but I've made $3,160, and that's with a small account. That's with less than $1,000 trading account in the CFDs. It's a great system for trading, and anyways, I hope that helps. Talk to you later. Bye bye.